We're on a boat, and not just any boat, a 46-foot sailboat. We got Captain Craig in the front. We got Jane and the rest of the crew. Actually, I'm getting that's the front. That's the back. Stern. Bow. I'll get my terms down. Hey, it's the mayor, everybody. Mayor Bill Steele of Port Colborne. How you doing, Mr. Mayor?
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
Well, we don't have much work to do. We're just gonna kind of get chauffeured around.
Exactly.
Is that what you do for Canal Days? Just kind of get chauffeured around and kiss babies and just have a good time?
Shake hands and kiss babies? No. Canal Days is really busy for all the staff and both the mayor and council. So just making sure every event goes off without a hitch, and any little glitches that come up, we sit down, talk about it, and get it fixed right away and go from there. Okay, so it's a busy weekend.
Well, let's quickly go there with Sugarloaf Marine. I know there's some concerns there with the E. coli. What do you have to say about that?
Well, you probably don't want to hear what I really have to say about it, but
oh, we do.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yeah, I mean, they've inspected. We have a feeling what we know it is, which is the 100 and some odd geese that are hanging out. They tested in shallow water, so we contacted the region right away, and they're coming down actually today to do their testing and see what's going on. And they're actually going to test the track that the wakeboard uses to make sure what's going on out there. But I mean, my biggest concern with what happened is, for 6 weeks somebody's testing our water and doesn't contact us. Not a good thing, my friend.
So
not a good thing.
Communication between all parties.
Because 6 weeks ago we could have rectified what the issue was and taken action then. And now everybody's claiming to be a partner with this group and a partner with that group, and everybody's pointing the finger elsewhere. So, we've taken the bull by the horn, and we're going to find out what's going on.
When it comes to Canal Days, it's not going to affect Canal Days, the 41st edition?
41st, or as I keep saying, the first one of the next 40.
There you go. Okay, so what's anybody that's never been before, take us through some of the highlights?
Well, at Sugarloaf Harbor Marine on the Sunday, we've got our ski show starting at 1 o'clock, and that's sponsored by Border Pass, who run our wakeboarding school and club, and Sugarloaf Harbor Marina. So that's 1 to 3. So come on down. There's lots of comedy and jumping and tricks and all kinds of neat ski things. I've seen these up north, and they're fabulous watching. So fun for the whole family.
What's your favorite part of the weekend?
Probably the tourists that come into town, the non-residents that come in and enjoy Port Colborne. They'll come back, whether it's for the next Canal Days or in between, and visit our stores and our restaurants. And some have even come here and settled and bought houses or cottages. So that's exciting. And then just the joy on everybody's face, especially the kids, and all the events we have. Our Seaway Park is our kids zone, which is just off Clarence Street across the bridge. So those are great things. The other big thing this year is the Maui Jim Walleye Tournament. It's new for Canal Days, and it's a new tournament here in Port Colborne. So we're expecting a lot of teams that come into town for that. So it just adds another component. It's marine related, fishing related. We are known as a fishing town with our perch fleet that's here. Minor Fisheries comes in and has their boats here throughout the summer. So, yeah.
And it's all about the water, and that's why we're kind of stationed. We got Craig and Jane who've loaned us the boat for the day to give us a little tour, and we're going to talk to Scott Louie from the city a bit more about some activities, and we'll talk to Stephanie from the museum. Learn more about the Welland Canal, because that's so crucial to you guys being right downtown and still functional.
Working functional canal.
Right, and we were driving in. There's a big boat in there, so maybe we'll see that a little bit later this morning on Morning Live as we're celebrating the 41st Canal Days. Or as the mayor says, the first of the next 40 when we come back. What a beautiful day to be taking in the sights. The shorelines of Port Colborne, like the lighthouse. And last year, I had the opportunity to go up to the top of that lighthouse and kind of look out. And listen, that's something that you can do too, as we are getting closer and closer to Canal Days. Here with Scott Louie from the city. Hey Scott, good to see you again.
Nice to see you. We were up there last year. I remember.
It's just such a great vantage point, and so much history is involved in that lighthouse. Now, so for the weekend, you open that up to the public?
Yeah, so we do have a Friends of the Lighthouse group, and they offer tours all weekend long during Canal Days. You come into the marina and you get on the boat and you get shuttled out here, and it's presented by the Chamber of Marine Commerce, and it's a chance for the public to access, what's a historic facility in our community.
Is it the only time?
Yeah, it's the only time. We've tried to get permission to go all through the year, but we're not there yet. So Canal Days is your one and only chance through the summer.
Okay. What else we got going on?
We got a lot. Of course, we're coming into the canal right here, and in the canal we have on Sunday night, our boat parade of lights. So we have a lit boat parade of lights with lighted boats. I've seen boats with live music on them and so on.
So this is the start of the canal right here.
This is the mouth of the canal.
This is the mouth right here.
It goes up to the bridge here on Clarence Street, which is we'll see when we come in. And boats come up and in, and the public gathers along the West Street Promenade and gets to see them all. And then we culminate with fireworks. So we have probably one of the best fireworks shows in all of Niagara on Sunday night. And everyone gets to come down here and see it for free.
Can any boat come?
Yeah, so we do have pleasure craft that come through here. We have people who come and use the transient slips in our marina, come from all over Ontario and New York State. But we also have public docks on West Street. So if you check in our marina, you can actually reserve a spot at the public docks, tie up your boat, use the gangway to get up onto West Street and be right in the heart of all of Canal Days.
Is that something do you need to call ahead? Is that best to be doing
so
that this week?
Definitely.
Obviously it's a busy weekend, right? So just if anybody is interested, has never been before, because you get people coming back each and every year, right? They kind of know the deal.
So those spots are in high demand. We even have some locals who like to sort of shift down there for the weekend, but we try to keep them open for people who are visiting. And it is in high demand, so I would call the marina, Sugarloaf Harbor Marina, and make sure that you can reserve a dock.
The melding of the locals with tourists has to be kind of neat for you guys to see, right?
It's definitely a thing. It's a chance for us to showcase our community to new people, a chance to bring in people from the outside, but it's also a homecoming for people who live here, people who have family who used to live here who are coming back for the weekend. We have so many people and so many different ways of celebrating Canal Days. You see family reunions up and down the streets when you're going to the different venues. And it's just nice to see that melding that you
Is it busier on the water or is it busier in the streets?
A little bit of both, because people will get out here in their boats. They'll watch the fireworks from their boats. They'll listen to the concerts from their boats. They'll even drive down to Nickel Beach on their boats and access the beach from the water side rather than from the land side.
Right. Well, the canal is so important to the city,
yes,
right? And a lot of people might not know the history of the Welland Canal, and it's still functional. You still have these massive ship liners coming through right through the middle of town, which is so cool.
Yeah, so we're going by one right now.
Yeah,
this is the Whitefish Bay that's unloading some grain into this terminal here, and it's something that we live with every day. We have 3 bridges over the canal, and every so often a bridge is up, and you can see one of these great Lakers coming through. And to us, it's commerce. To us, it's business for our businesses in town, people who work with the steamship lines and so on. And it's a neat flavor for our community.
That's fantastic. Let's stop there and leave on that, because we want to talk to Stephanie, who heads up the museum downtown, to a little bit more about the history of the canal and when it started and the importance of it when we return, getting you set for 41st Canal Days, all weekend long in Port Colborne. See you later on Morning Live. The Limnos, Canadian Coast Guard ship. It's going to be parked along the Welland Canal this weekend, so you can go for a tour and learn more about the Welland Canal, which we're going to do right now with somebody who knows a whole lot about it. Good to have Stephanie back on the show. Stephanie heads up the Port Historical Marine Museum.
Yes, you got it.
Yes, got it. Okay, let's talk the canal. And
sure.
When was it first built, Steph?
Well, the first Welland Canal was 1829, but it actually didn't come to Port Colborne until 1833. It is an indelible mark on Port Colborne. We wouldn't be here without it, and it continues to be a really important part of our city. The first Canal Days actually was the 150th anniversary of the Welland Canal, 1979. All of the communities along the canal celebrated it, and the Port Colborne Museum was the only one that continued it, and now it is the citywide event.
Do we know why Canal Days was started?
Yeah, absolutely. It was to celebrate. It was really to talk about the importance of the canal in the Niagara region, but also the marine trade, the marine arts, crafts. We do rope ladder making, we do carving, we do all the things that really tie into the Welland Canal and the trades that go with it, as well as the tourism, the sailboats. And appropriate we're on a sailboat, the first Welland Canal would have had schooners, much like my Canal Days t-shirt here, which is a fundraiser and available for $25 at the museum. Yep.
What do locals think about the canal, like when shipping season starts?
Well,
is it a hindrance to them because the bridges are going up and down, right?
Do you know what? I am the museum curator of a marine museum, so I get nothing but good comments. People are amazed. I lived here all my life, and I still stop and watch a ship go through. I mean, we've been getting some really interesting new ships lately, bright colors, and I'm stopping. I'm like, where's this one from? Is that a self-unloader? What do we got? So I find it's fascinating for everyone.
Does everybody know when ships are coming? You just kind of hear the horn coming through?
Absolutely. There's an app you can actually download, but the museum and the tourist information booth, they list all of the up and down bound ships all day long, so we know what's coming and when.
Right. How
Yeah.
excited are you for Canal Days?
Hey, Canal
Yeah.
Days is the time for Port Colborne to shine, and the Port Colborne Museum is the heartbeat of that. You can come and learn about all of this information. We've got exhibits, we got tugboat exhibits, we've got Welland Canal exhibits, we've got a scavenger hunt for kids to learn more about the canal, as well as activities that are hands-on, like heritage printing and rope ladder making.
Great.
I know.
It just kind of appeared. I was like, oh my goodness.
Isn't that
Like,
fantastic?
from this vantage point, you just realize how big these ships
Yeah,
are.
she's riding high, this one.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because like you know all the terms. Riding high, riding low.
yeah.
Okay. So we're going to dock, and then we'll kind of go on land, because obviously Canal Days, there's a lot going on in the water, but obviously a lot going on downtown. So we'll talk to Michelle Cuthbert about what's happening downtown Port Colborne for Canal Days. But we have to give a shout out, Jane. Jane, can you give us a wave? Jane, and Craig, Captain Craig. Give it a wave, Craig. Thanks for loaning your boat for a little 3-hour tour today, guys, and we'll continue on Morning Live right after this. Are we doing like funny faces here? What are we doing?
I don't know. You can do whatever we want to do.
Be silly. We're just like, Canal Days!
Ahoy!
Hey! Michelle Cuthbert. Hey! Everybody's excited. Why not? Okay, so we're back on land.
We're on land.
How cool was that little experience
so fun.
with Craig and Jane? Can I just set this here?
You can set that
But
there.
because these are going to be up all weekend.
These are up all over the festival. If you take your photo with this frame and use our hashtags that are on the bottom, you'll be entered into a signed guitar from one of our artists that's playing Canal Days weekend.
Ooh, cool. Okay.
Yes.
Do we know? Can we say who's playing
Of
Canals?
course we
Okay.
can say
Okay.
who's
So,
come-
yeah, we haven't mentioned that yet.
Okay, so Friday night we have David Wilcox is headlining, and there's Honeymoon Suite. Saturday night we have I Mother Earth with Finger 11. We have Sunday a new country show presented by Celebrate Ontario with Doc Walker and Madeline Merlot. And Monday, the Caverners and an Elvis tribute. So there's something for everyone. And that's just at our concert series down at the park.
Okay.
We also have our Scotiabank patio on West, Jazz on the Lawn at the Roselawn Center. So there's music happening throughout the city.
Anybody who doesn't know Port Colborne, this is West Street.
This is West Street, and we actually close this whole street down. So starting Thursday night, our vendors are going to be loading in. Friday, we get ready. There are vendors that line the whole canal, and then on the wall, we have boats that are going to line the whole canal. So the Empire Sandy will be here. So if you want to actually sail out in the canal and on the lake yourself, you can get buy tickets for the Empire Sandy, take a sail. The Limnos, which we saw earlier, will be here. The HMCS Oriole, and so you can get on the boats and take a tour as well on those ones.
Why is it great for kids?
Because we have so much for them as well, just over this
Like
bridge.
20% off things.
Like 20%
Huh?
off
You kidding me,
things.
kids? 20%
Kids, 20%
off.
off. We actually have our Tim Hortons Kids Zone, which is just over this bridge.
Okay.
And I don't know about you, but a kid can take a train ride from the park across the bridge to West Street. So I would want to do that as a kid. So I don't know about your kids. You've got 3 of them.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure
yeah.
they would love to hop in the train and head across the bridge.
Okay, so starts on Friday?
Friday, August
Okay.
2nd till Monday, August 5th.
And the fireworks are
Sunday night,
Okay.
right along West Street, preluded by our boat parade of lights.
the beer store trucks here. They're getting
The
stocked
beer
up.
store, we have lots of alcohol weekend.
All right, they're stocking up.
Our
They're getting...
businesses and restaurants along West Street.
Okay.
It's something for everyone.
Okay, I feel like we need to like throw these up in the air or something.
Yeah,
like,
no,
okay,
it's,
want to do that?
it's like celebratory.
Okay, so let's do that. On 3, 2, 1, we'll like throw them up in the air and we'll say like Canal Days 41st. Okay.
All right,
Ready?
come on.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Canal Days!